Everybody, and welcome to Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cook, and this is the Radio Vision Network, and I just wanted to say good morning on this fine Thursday morning, and I wanted to let you know that we have a great lineup coming up for you today. We've got two segments of Breakfast with the Boss, and then we have our astrologer, Christina Salona, coming in. So first up is going to be Jack Zoblin from Cory Communications, and then we're going to be talking to Eric Taylor, and I want to make sure that I get his company right. That is Tayrex Corporation, and we're going to be talking to him at 10 o'clock. So this is pretty cool. And listen, I just wanted to mention real quick that, look, Radio Vision Network is growing really fast, leaps and bounds. So start telling your friends and get ready for a huge launch in September, because we're going to be bringing you such awesome stuff. And listen, if you're a viewer right now, we thank you so much, and we really appreciate you going on this ride with us. And we look forward to growing and bringing you bigger and better stuff every single day. So, I am Mark Cook. This is Morning Coffee. They are getting ready. That is the boss, Scott Tanker, and there is Jack. They are ready to come in, and we are going to get going in just a few moments. So, here's what you got to do. You got to stick around here on Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cook. This is the Radio Vision Network. We'll be right back.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods, we start with real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy. Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cook, and sitting next to me is the man. He is the boss. It is breakfast time with him. It is breakfast with the boss, Scott Taggart. Good morning, Scott.
Mark, are you cooking this morning?
Of course I'm cooking this morning. I cook every morning. That's how we do it.
That's how you cook, baby.
That's
That's how
right.
you roll. Listen, this is Breakfast with the Boss. www.radiovisionnetwork.com. Every Thursday from 9:30 to 10. We want people to come out and listen to what we say, listen to our guests, and we have a really interesting guest today because this guy does things that everybody in the world who's over the age of 10 wants to meet.
Yeah.
Now, who could that be? It's got to be someone who sells cell phones. That's what it's all about. We have a great guy today named Jack Zoblin from Cory Communications. Jack, good morning.
How you doing, guys?
Say hello to Mark and I.
Hi, Mark.
Jack has been in the telephone business for a long time. Not a guy that just sells, I've done this for 3 years or 2 years. He's been doing this for 15 years.
15 years.
I mean, that's a long time.
You've seen the evolution of these phones. Like, listen, I still in my parents' house they still have one of those phones that has the
rotary dial.
You know how long it would take to make a phone call on one of those things? A half hour.
And
it would take a half hour to make a phone call on one of those things, Jack.
And if you come to our office, we have plenty of them to look at.
Well,
I collect them.
I was going to ask you kind of later on. Do you collect them? And you have so many cool phones like in your collection. I was going
to old age phones.
Yeah, I was going to get to that later, but you jumped right on it because I think it's cool. I have a Lego phone. Okay. It's made out of Legos. It's from 1986. It's like a vintage. It's really cool. But phones can be cool like that. But most importantly, you've seen the evolution of how things have changed, right?
Look, today's communications and telecommunications are incredibly bewildering to people like me.
Huge.
And you do such a great job at Cory Communications explaining the things that people need. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your history, how you got here, the passion that you bring to this business is incredible. So share with us how it all started. What got you into this?
Well, thanks, guys. I actually am a 30-year telecommunications vet. My company, Cory, is 15 years old.
Okay.
My family and myself have lived in Camden County and Burlington County my entire life.
Okay.
We're in the bar and restaurant business for many years. In 1990, I got involved in telecommunications, and I had worked for a couple different companies. And the emphasis of Cory Communications, I had a very long career with a company called Quest Communications, which was a very big company, and they wound up becoming part of the regional Bell operating company out west. And in 2001, I decided to move my career to another company, and the start date of this new company was September 11th in Washington at a trade show. And needless to say, we all know September 11th, and this company that I expected to make a great career move to lost their financing, and by October of 2001, Jack was out of a job.
Right. Wow, and in a matter of 60 days, 30 days.
We turned in a matter of 30 days, and we did a little soul searching, and we had been in business before, and we saw a niche for small to mid-sized business that was not getting the attention that they needed in telecommunications.
Amen.
And we gravitated towards helping the small business grow and purchase the correct plans, the correct programs, and more importantly, the correct equipment to move forward.
Now, I mean, being in the business for 30 years, have you been on the side of the sales side and the product side?
Most of my career has been on the sales side.
Okay.
And working for the carriers. What's nice about Cory Communications is we represent over 100 different providers of service. So when we meet with a client, or when we engage and help one of our sales partners, we have 60 independent sales partners, we are like I guess the best way to describe it is a glorified insurance broker, where every insurance policy is different and has different different amounts for different levels for different things. Every carrier has different programs, different rates for different types of services, and every business customer has different needs. So what we do is we match the best product and service to what our customers' needs are.
You know what's amazing is that, and Scott, you're a business owner, so you can talk real specifically to this. Is that what you do is so important, because even in 2016, there's still issues with things such as simple as the phone lines that go into a business. And talk about some of the things, and ask Jack, like, how you've encountered so many issues, I'm sure, with trying to just make sure that your communications for your business it maintains solid connectivity, and that the communication remains open. So how does this all fit together? How are we still having so many telecommunications challenges here in 2016 when really the infrastructure should be built and everything should be functioning kind of on its own.
Very ironic you mentioned that. I'll mention two things. There are a lot of ways to skin that cat, and I do have some history with Scott, and if he reaches back in his memory, there was a time where he consulted me because he actually had business phone lines in Pennsylvania, but he had an office in New Jersey, and he wanted the most economical way to move those calls from Pennsylvania to New Jersey that were in fact a toll call. So we gave him some good advice and keep his number. So we gave him great advice on how to do that. Today, with convergence, and what that means is the legacy copper bell networks are really being decommissioned. As a matter of fact, one of the timely articles that I brought is the FCC has finally set the standards on how they're going to do the transition from TDM, which is the traditional copper service, to fiber and IP. Everything is moving to IP. So if that's one takeaway that our listeners can get from this story is, if not today, it'll be tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll be in the next year, but you will be moving to IP services. So it's better to get ahead of the game than to wait until you really don't have many choices at the end of the game.
Are there benefits or negatives to moving to this? I mean, I'm sure there's got to be a lot on both sides, right?
A lot of benefits. It is phenomenal technology. It can catapult your business and your process in so many different ways. However, it's imperative that it is bought right and engineered correctly, or it can be a nightmare like anything else.
So what you bring to the table is you have these products which are wonderful in and of themselves, but you still have to mold them into the customer's needs, which is where you really come into play and you shine. Is you're not just selling phones or even systems, you're selling solutions for people's business and sometimes personal needs.
And the support and follow-up after the fact. Every carrier, every provider has a direct sales force that wears the hat of that company.
Right.
And I never have a qualm with that salesperson that works for that company offering the best product that that company has to offer to the customer that they're trying to sell.
Right.
However, that company's best product may not be the best service out there for that customer, and that's where we come in, because we represent 100 different providers. We are what's called carrier agnostic. It doesn't matter to me. I want the best for my customer.
Right.
That's fantastic. Listen, I want you to hold that thought. We do have to go to our sponsors.
Great.
So that we can continue to have this conversation. I'm with Jack Zoblin, owner of Cory Communications, a great outfit, 6 employees. At their base office, 60 agents out throughout the region. He can help you in business. He can help you in residential. We got more to talk about. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sub some sizzle. This is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. so what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back. This is Scott Tanker, Mark Cook, Jack Zoblin. We are here with Breakfast with the Boss, which is part of the morning coffee show on www.radiovisionnetwork.com. Jack and I and Mark have been talking about the phone issues, the services that he provides. I want to talk a little bit more about how you help businesses. I mean, you have so many services here. You have voice, collaboration, data, cloud services, and then all these things underneath as I'm reading this.
It's a lot.
What
It's
the
a
heck
lot.
is going on here? My God, I just want to open a business.
And that's funny because that's what I noticed too. When I said, I met you this morning and I said, I did some research, and man, I was overwhelmed with that research because you do so much, Jack.
Dude, tell us about the business side of things.
Okay, the business side of things, and the whole industry in general is experience what's called convergence, where the IT side of the house is converging with the traditional telephony side of the house, where for years and years and years there was a separate set of wires for the telephones and a separate set of wires for the computers. Now you can merge them together and everything rides on this, which really changes everything. So what that means for the business is, for the business, you really need to have a very strong IT company behind your business. Our partners represent a lot of the region's top IT companies that we can refer our clients to. When you implement any of these new services, you really need to marry the voice and the data together, and it needs to be a collaboration between the IT and the provider.
Right.
But everything is reverting back to the old Ma Bell days, because now it's possible to buy your phones from the provider, buy all the equipment from the provider, pay one fee per month, and you don't have to think about it.
Right.
One throat to choke. And that's what people like.
I never thought of it that way.
That's awesome.
If you have a problem, you're making one phone call.
Yeah.
Now, you have different services for residential and then for business. And business has different needs.
Business has.
What do you have, electronic faxes? Tell us a little bit about what you guys offer for the business.
Okay, great.
Electronic faxes.
Electronic faxes,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Isn't that
No
e-fax?
need for
Never heard
paper
of that?
anymore. We have the
Yeah.
faxes come right to your desktop, right to your email.
Yeah.
But then it's not a fax, is it?
Well,
When you
e-fax.
print it,
They
it
call it
becomes
You would have
e-fax.
printed it because back. All right,
call it
I'm not going to
e-fax.
bog you guys down in semantics, but that's what I was wondering.
That's what
right?
you just did,
It's
though.
an email. Come on.
It's an
No.
You're right. You're right.
We could drill down on that from a cost perspective. You're really saving the client a lot of money if they can take that traditional phone line that's on the fax machine that they're paying about $50 a month for now
Just to have
and
sit there.
convert that into an e-fax for $9 a month. It's a
Right.
huge savings.
Yeah, on top of the pay.
And people like that.
Right.
Our process normally starts with a consultation with the customer, a no-cost consultation, where we really ask the questions. What's working for you now? What's not working? In a perfect world, what would you like to see?
Right.
The other, the second phase of what we talk about is this mobility. There's ways now, and very simple, that you can have one phone number, and conduct all your business on your smart device. We're all doing
'Cause
it.
it all dumps into the one device.
Everything dumps into the one device, and that one device controls everything. So if you are a company that has a lot of mobile users, salespeople on the road that want to be connected but don't want to have to call in to check their voicemail or have to wait to call into Sally to see how many messages they have, those messages can be delivered right to their email. They play it right through their smartphone or your desktop.
That's awesome. You guys handle all of
We,
that
we,
stuff.
we handle all of that, and the most amazing thing is it's very inexpensive if it's done correctly.
Wow. So you really, I mean, virtual desktops, virtual offices, e-faxes, everything can be right on my phone.
Going on?
Everything can be right here on my phone.
Yeah.
My whole world can be right on this phone. Now, I'm going to go to the security angle. How do you back this up?
Your whole world is on your phone.
Yeah, there it is.
How do you back it up? How do you make sure that you back up and you're okay?
Well, that is the whole realm of what's called business continuity and disaster recovery.
Right.
People think that, wow, I have XYZ company that backs up my server or my PC. Well, that's great. That's a backup. God forbid you ever need to try to get to that data.
Right.
That's a whole different scenario. Companies where data is mission critical, there are cloud services that are called business continuity, and you actually pay for the service based on how quickly you need that service restored. So financial institutions, it has to be real time.
Yeah.
Everything is replicated in multiple data centers across the entire country.
That's such cool stuff.
It's
really
really interesting stuff.
Just in case some knucklehead pushes the wrong switch.
Right.
As I say. So you work with businesses, all types of businesses?
All types of small to mid-sized business.
Any specific business? Any minimum amount of phones? I mean, minimum amount of
well,
things
thank you.
want?
Yeah, we do. We really like to deal with businesses that have at least 5 physical handsets.
Okay.
We supply broadband internet to almost every one of the business customers.
So you don't need
we
5
sell.
lines anymore. You just need 1 line for 5 people.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you
kind of
brought
cool.
that up
Yeah.
because that's probably the most important takeaway that I could give to people being on this show today. Everything is moving to the cloud with this convergence. What's most important for business is that they have a secure, reliable, redundant internet connection.
Right.
For instance, we have 2 great providers that are local, Comcast and Verizon, Verizon Fios, Comcast Business, 2 great products. My recommendation for any business is to have both. They're completely separate networks, they're completely redundant of each other, and if your business is that critical, where I hear it every day, Jack, my internet is so important, I turn around to the customer and say, okay, Mr. Customer, how much do you spend on your insurance each month? Your workman's comp, your liability, etc.
I see exactly where you're going.
For $100 a month, please get a second internet connection.
Yeah, it's worth it because you're always going to be covered.
Yeah, what a great idea for an insurance policy. I want you to hold that thought. We have so many more things to talk to you about. This is like fascinating, you know, to learn about how you can make your business better and also more secure. Please stay with us. This is Scott Tanker, Mark Cook, Breakfast with the Boss. We'll be back after these messages.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts.
Another reason why
Hargrove is a family-owned and
Well,
operated.
he was in the
Southern
business.
reason why I want
New
to get
Jersey
old
area,
not worried about
bringing you
Keith, am I saying the right things? You were in the business, you sure know.
Hargrove has all your demolition
okay.
needs, from emergency demolition service
Oh,
to
okay.
demolition equipment rental.
Yeah,
Hargrove is one of the
he knows the deal.
state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small
How to engage?
for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them
You know,
today at
we
one of
want to
their
talk about how
relocations.
how to engage us.
It's time for Jersey Mike's to give us up some sizzle.
That's a good thing. You may want to talk about.
The way it's always
I
been.
don't want to. It's too difficult. Okay, you may want to talk about Skype for business, but that's a confusing thing.
Well, you know what?
Really,
Just mention the word and say, you need to call us about Skype for business.
The way it
If you
always
guys,
will.
if you guys
Leave
are
it at the 3,000
yeah,
foot
leave that.
Yeah.
That.
It goes back
But
just the
here's
way
kind
it's
of going to be
supposed
the
to be.
deal, Jack, because
Jersey
we're going to
Mike's.
have about
Be a
6 or
sub
7
above.
minutes. So on the front half of that, I want to make sure that you talk about specifically what you want to talk about, and then that's when Scott was telling you that he's going to ask you to
Okay,
put the
good.
camera through and just invite everyone
Every
to
second
check out
count,
the
then
show a little
grab
bit.
the
So that
family.
first segment,
Round up the guys.
really,
Speed
I want that to be
Raceway
driven by you and talk
has 100,000
specifically
square feet of
about
excitement.
what
Whether
you
you're a
want to
kid
talk.
or a kid at heart, Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods, we start with real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy. Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Welcome back. This is Scott Tanker and Mark Cook, Breakfast with the Boss, with Jack Zoblin, the president and owner of Cory Communications. Jack, when we were talking off camera just now, we were trying to find out how many things are out there for businesses. And one of the things you quickly mentioned was Skype for Business, which we don't want to get into it. But tell us a little bit more about some of the business things or categories of things that you can get for your business.
Okay. So there are a lot of ways to communicate and a lot of inexpensive ways to communicate. One of the new things is Skype for Business, and we do have a lot of providers that offer Skype for Business. There are some differences. That's why you would come to Cory, because there's differences. We will always do a no-cost consultation. If anything, we'll validate the services that you have now. We'll make you aware of any contracts that you may have. People sign up and they don't realize that they're under contracts. That's one of the things that we are very cognizant of, and we make sure our customers know what their contractual obligations are, and we won't let them enter into an agreement with Cory if they're under a contract with an existing provider. It doesn't help anybody. I love people and I love to help business. So myself and my account sales managers in the office like to have the conversation and like to ask the questions. How can we help you? What's not working? Whether it be video conferencing, whether it be audio conferencing, or whether it be just traditional phone service, we can help and we can expedite.
And I think it's important for people to know that because, look, Jack really makes money when you buy his service and when you sign up for different things that he offers. But what he just told you is that if this is even on your mind a little bit, call him and he'll come down, check your stuff out, and if you don't need his services in this crazy world of business that we live in, he's actually going to say, you're okay.
You're okay.
You're okay for now.
I say to customers all the time, you could easily call 1-800-GOOD-LUCK, where you're just you're a name, and you're always going to get a different person when you call. Or you can call our company where we recognize who you are and say, hello, Mr. Tanker, because we see that we see who you are, and that's a big difference. And the other thing that I want to stress is that you don't pay any more for your services by purchasing it through Cory Communications. Every provider has 2 channels, a direct and a indirect, and the indirect is really compensated for the life of the term that we bring a customer on. So we are in it with you for the long haul.
Okay, cool.
And that is our not a hit and run at all. As a matter of fact, most of the time, we're not paid on all the work that we do for a customer until they pay their phone bill. So not only do we have to get them on board, make sure everything's right, the customer has to be billed, and the customer has to pay their phone bill, and then Cory's compensated.
Okay.
The last thing I want to add from customers in the know, when we talk to them, they say, how do you get paid? Each provider pays a small annuity to us, and the beauty of that is all the providers pay around the same. And we're motivated to put the customer with the best provider. Matter of fact, over our 15 years, we have a proven track record of putting our customers with providers that traditionally do not pay us the highest commissions. However, I feel that they do the best job for the customer, and that's what's important to me.
Absolutely. At the end of the day. Now, you will help anybody. You'll make house calls for the business.
No problem.
Business house calls.
We like to get out on the road.
Yeah. It sounds to me, if anybody picks up the phone, and you probably don't even know what you don't know in this business, you pick up the phone, you call Jack, you call him at 856-795-2223, extension 101. You call him, you ask for him, you ask for anybody there, and have a 10-minute conversation. At the very least, you'll find out, even if you're on the same baseball field that you should be on. And then if you want to find out how much it costs to be on that field, you have to send them statements, and they do their job. And so I think it's a fantastic opportunity for people who are in business to see what they got and have a friendly, no obligation, no pressure analysis. And for people who are in business or starting to get in business or thinking about changing their service because they know a little bit, call Jack also. Call his people also. Jack, do me a favor before we leave today. Speak into the camera over here and tell us how to get a hold of you, your phone number, your address, your email site, and maybe your birthday. We'll send you a gift.
Great. My birthday's February 26th.
I
do like gifts. Easiest way to reach us, 856-795-2223 or info@corycommunications.com. We also have a Facebook page, Cory Communications. I encourage you to visit that and like that. We put pertinent information about the industry and some of the neat things that we do at Cory, and some of the companies that we donate to, and a part of our give back to the community is all posted on Cory Communications Facebook page.
That's fantastic.
Or corycommunications.com.
They're a local company that can help you, and I urge everybody to check out Jack. He is a great guy, and listen, there's nothing better than a guarantee that if I don't really need anything or need the service right now, you're not going to beat me over the head to try to make it happen. You're just a good guy. You're a local, community-driven guy that is just trying to help out folks with their voice, their cloud, their internet, their data, and all that stuff. And Scott, this has been great talking to Jack, and your next guest on Breakfast with the Boss he's outside. He is getting ready to come in. There he is.
There he is.
He's
looking
ready.
Very serious. We'll have to loosen him up.
There's Eric.
Hey, Eric. How you
Eric,
doing?
he's coming into the Lion's Den.
Yeah. It's been a great.
There
he is. It's been a great meeting today.
Absolutely.
Jack, you've taught us so much, and there's so much more to learn. I just want to implore people to give him a call.
Yes.
856-795-2223, extension 101. The boss gets 101. Thank you so much for being
Thanks,
here.
guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you,
Listen,
Jack.
folks, this is Breakfast with the Boss, part of the Morning Coffee Show, every Thursday from 9:30 to 10, with my famous co-partner here, Mark Cook.
Who?
Scott Tanker. We're saying goodbye for now, but not goodbye forever. We'll see you soon. We'll see you on the other side. Take care and have a great week.